Had a garden for many years, and I've always done sort of planting with children on site, you know, the sites that I live on, and I had the idea that maybe it would be a way of trying to break down barriers between between travellers and the people who live locally with them, because people see traveller sites and they see the vehicles and they don't see the people. But if you've got flowers or plants growing outside your home, then people tend to see the plants rather than the people, which is a lot better.
Which part of the country are you based in?
At the moment I'm in Exeter, but I'm moving up to Sheffield. But I mean, I've lived all over Europe and England as well.
Okay. And I think this gardening that you're doing, it's on traveller sites?
Yes. I mean, the idea really is is twofold. One is to help, threefold really, I suppose, because one is to educate people and children how to garden, how to grow plants, how to grow, herbs, food, whatever, on sites, because you don't actually have or stay in place long enough. Children don't have gardens, they're not aware of, how things grow, even though they do live in a mainly rural environment. And the other thing is to try and break down barriers between travellers and people in the wider community. So we bring the garden to, green festivals. I did my local village fete this year, which wasn't too pleasant, but it was good because it broke down some barriers. People saw us, and it was up to them whether they wanted to approach us or not. And we just give people pots, they put compost in and seeds or plants that we've grown, and then they take them away with them. And it's it's a way, it's something nice to do. People love doing it, children love doing it.
I'm feeling the love here, Phil. Are you feeling the love in the plants here, Phil?
I am. Pots on Friday, and had to go and
disaster! We've run out of pots.
But I mean, lots of pots started because of Wonky Donkey. Annie and a friend of ours, Zoe, started your own sort of circus workshop thing, and now Zoe's taken it and she does she puts on children's areas at northern festivals.
Have you been a traveller all your life? Is it something that you've taken up recently or a few years ago?
I used to squat when I was younger.
Where were you squatting?
I was about 17, around Birmingham, and then I moved to Holland. And squatted over there for about 3 years, and then moved back from Holland onto the road when I was about 23, I think.
So recent. I know that you're...
No, I'm 37.
So I was trying to flatter you with your age there.
A very long time,
yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't feel comfortable moving back into a house at all. And we're just moving, aren't we? We're moving to Retford, which is it's not council, it's privately owned transit site, because our two sons are starting senior school.
So the important thing, I suppose, that you're doing this for is the impact on the impression that non-travelling people might have on a traveller's life.
Fantastic. I mean, even just our neighbours, talking to our neighbours, they've never met travellers before, and where we camped up, and just them talking to us makes a huge impression. I mean, even so, I've been doing a garden club at school, and that's made quite a lot of people think differently, because their children meet you and then they take plants home and this, that, and the other.
We all sat up on the hill taking pictures.
Yeah, that's what they said to us. Yes, that's what one of the mums said to us. Yeah. But the thing is, because we tend to live in a mainly rural setting, you do find that the people you encounter are normally quite wealthy, middle class, and they really don't want to integrate in any way whatsoever, do they?
So in a way...
And that's one of the reasons why we are moving to a slightly less posh area, really, because you get fed up with prejudice. I mean, we both work in the local community, don't we? I'm restoring this Victorian walled garden at a very posh care home, and Annie's wiping their bums. So, we are...
In a way, it sounds like you're kind of realising that there are massive prejudices against your way of life as a traveller.
Do my own thing to try and change people's...
In a way, you're kind of displaying a betterness to perhaps dispel the fear that non-travelling people have about your life?
It's fear of the unknown. If you don't know what somebody's doing and why they're living like that, then you can't understand them, can you?
And do you find that particularly when other local residences' children are really enjoying what you're providing and they're integrating with perhaps travelling children, so they realise that some of those barriers don't have to be so defensive as they actually are?
You're never going to change everybody's opinion.
For sure.
I mean, do your own little thing.
But is this what you're doing, Sam? It seems like it is about changing opinions.
Yes, it is, totally. Well, hopefully. I mean, I think that was the overwhelming thing we found from last year. Whereas, the overwhelming thing with Wonky Donkey is that, people don't, suddenly realise, oh my God, they're travellers, and they've been entertaining my children for free all weekend.
And something's perhaps when you don't have to announce that it's travellers that are doing that, and then people sort of oh my God, I can't believe that. I had a different idea about those people.
I feel that it's essential, and one of the main aims of my project is to announce that we are travellers, we live in the travelling community, and so that people are aware from as soon as they come into the garden that because my son's 11 now, and I personally think that if you isolate yourself and you sort of live differently, then your children should be be able to have a sort of as more normal of upbringing. So he goes to school, and I wouldn't like to take him out of school because I think he needs that mainstream thing.
The festival movement was created out of looking for an alternative, and I'm just wondering, this is a paying festival and you're doing really creative traveller-based stuff here. Do you get the opportunity to do this kind of stuff on the free festival scene?
Well, I don't think there is a free festival scene anymore. Outside London, obviously, there's not really at all, I don't think.
Would you prefer that was still happening?
Yeah, I would, obviously. Yes,
would you just tell us why?
Because I think it's great that people can come together as a group, and I think that a lot of the heart has gone out of the travelling community because you don't have these great big gatherings where everybody gets together, meets everybody. But then I think that people have started to sort of, the same thing happens in horse drawn field, doesn't it? It's like, I've just bumped into really old friend Ali and really old friend Marcus, who I used to be in a band with when I was 15. So
what was the band called?
Anorexia.
Okay.
Punk band.
Right.
I used to play the drums very badly, but had a good haircut.
Oh, you're in?
Yeah, totally.
Would you say that this festival is probably a lot of people who are giving the central input into it were the people who were perhaps instigators and creators of the free festival scene before festivals were commercialised?
Yes, I would. I'd say, there wouldn't be the Green Gathering if there weren't in festivals.
Yeah. So do you think there's something like the Green Gathering now, even it has great issues and a lot of really good things going on?
I think that, yes, it's great. Some of the things in the campaigns field are just fantastic. There's people over there who they raised £1.5 and then 12 of them went to Iraq and put on circus performances for 3 months. And, that's amazing. That's brilliant. That's really, really great. I'd just like to say that I've had funding from UN Limited and from Groundswell for this particular project.
Okay.
And I found UN Limited to be absolutely fantastic, really great, completely unprejudiced, and I found Groundswell to be fantastic and really helpful.
What was the basis that you were funded by those people?
To do my project, to create gardens on travellers' sites, and also to bring my garden to festivals and to hand out free plants.
I think that's about someone having positive input into a very creative community. Thanks, we're finished.
Great.
That's where when I did my